I've tried to tell people in the past, but like a couple years ago, that the government tries to stop you at every corner from living off grid. They just don't want it. Or even if they don't care about it, they don't make it any type of situation where you can actually do it. You know, a true off-grid person shouldn't need a printer or a computer or internet. But in today's life, you really do. I mean, you can still use postal mail, but as bad as that is, your mail's likely to get lost. And that's a government organization too. So in the past, I've told you, yeah, see, I upset the dog because I got to talk loud for the camera. She doesn't like that at all. So in the past, I told you that when I have to do taxes, I've got to go up to the library and print out all the documents, and I don't remember what all. You know, when I get the truck renewed, if I got tax information, see, and that's another thing. Come on in. Is when you go to the tax office or the license office, at least the last time I went, I think that may have changed, but at least the last time I went, you could not use electronic medium. So you had to have everything printed off. Well, I tell you, it's just, there's just no way to do it. So if I, what I was doing was was sending emails to family members. They would print them off for me, and they'd send them up to me. And it worked out for a while. That was okay. But now it's all the time that I got to have something printed. Of course, when we started the lawnmower repair business, if I have a return, I got to print that out also. Now, I think they just opened a UPS store closer to us, and we would be going to it regularly. So, don't necessarily have to do it anymore, but in the past, we would have to drive, I don't know, 50 miles to get to a UPS store in order to not have a printer. Otherwise, I have to print the documents out and I can take it to the hardware store and they'll send it with their next UPS shipment. So what I was doing was I was going to the library, and that was working out okay. You know, a couple times a year you go to the library, you give them a big tip, and they're okay. Because, well, the first lady I met was just a sweet gal, just the nicest lady you can meet. She was just so nice. But it had been a year or so since the last time I was there. So I went in, and there was a redheaded gal, and didn't smile, didn't, you know, respond to any type of sense of humor or anything. You know, I had a problem with the computer, and I said, old guy here, balding and gray-headed, can't figure out how to hit the print button. Nothing. I mean, just as aggravating as you. She was just aggravated. She was aggravated somebody came into the library. Now, I would imagine in this area that we're in right now, that not many people go into it. Rarely, I would imagine. So, you know, it's like 20 cents a page. I give them $5. I know it's a lot of money, but, you know, to keep the library open and to make sure that they're funded, I just tip them $5, and that was fine. And a couple times a year, I mean, that's a, you know, I don't mind donating money to the library. So some time passed, and I went in again to return an Amazon item, and there was two gals there, a dark-headed lady and a redhead. And the dark-headed lady was sitting behind the desk appropriately. And the redhead, it seemed like she was training the dark-headed lady. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe the redhead's quitting or getting transferred, you know, whatever. So later I went back in, and the same situation. Dark-headed lady sitting behind the counter, and the redhead sitting there at the behind her. And, you know, very sterile. They don't want to smile, the whole thing. Neither one of them were friendly. The dark-headed one was a tad bit friendlier, but not much. enough. She was more friendly than the redhead, which made me realize I'm going to talk to the dark-headed one. I'm just going to leave the redhead alone before she kills me. So, you know, I gave my tips, and that's the thing, is they act like you're just dumb. I said, I'm going to print this off. It's 20 cents per page, you know. Yes, ma'am, I know. I'm going to make sure that you get paid quite well. Okay. So I printed off. She says, you're printing off 2 pages? Yes, I'll make sure you get paid quite well. And I gave them the $5. And they don't say thank you or like, oh, okay, well, I understand what you're doing now. That's great. No, nothing like that. It was like, have a nice day. So, side note, there is a group who gets together and they have this knitting club. It's a knitting club. And then for whatever reason, they were going to the library. Now, Carolyn thought it was the library in the next town over, but I'm pretty sure it's this library. So let's just assume I'm right and it's this library. So the knitting club is going to the library. Well, I was informed, and I don't want to get into that the knitting club was moving out of the library into another building around here on Tuesdays. There's a reason why I have to know this, but it's not important to this video or to this channel. So they tell me, well, the knitting club is moving from the library to this other building because there is drama at the library. And I immediately thought, well, of course there's drama. I mean, those 2 ladies, I mean, they're just, and they're not very old. I would say 20s. I doubt if they're in their 30s. I mean, the way they're just, I just see how they could just be real irritating. So, anyway, the knitting club has moved. Well, that didn't really bother me. I mean, I don't like going to the library because it's so unfriendly. I'm afraid I'm going to get chewed out for something. And the thing is I know I talk loud. I don't mean to. I just do. So, you know, when they ask a question, I forget to whisper. We got to talking about it. Would it be worth buying a printer? Well, if we've got an inkjet printer, it wouldn't be worth it because we'd be going out and spending $30 a year on ink because we printed off 1 page. So that would be more expensive than paying the library $5 in tips. So that's why we didn't buy a printer. Even years ago when we talked about it on this channel, why we didn't buy a printer was because of the inkjet. And everybody thought I was nuts. Oh, you should still get the printer. You're going to need a printer. You're going to need a printer. Well, okay, so I'm spending $30 a month or a year on inkjet print because I printed, I only used it once. So we put it off for a while. We didn't do anything and we were happy. Well, Carolyn has been dealing with Social Security. And so now things are having to get printed off more often. So a couple years ago, she was getting ready, you know, to apply for Social Security. What was that? I guess 3 years ago now. And then that was a nightmare, trying to get all that paperwork put together and having no printer. So we discussed getting a printer then. Well, this year I've had a few more returns than normal. Not a lot. But just for example, I had a bad carburetor and I had to print out a label for that carburetor. So we're just getting more bad parts. We had a customer who busted up a PTO and it was still within 30 days, so we returned that. Just different things. It's not that I'm ordering wrong parts, but I'm, you know, just more parts are failing for whatever reason. So we discussed it and we said, okay, well, let's get a printer. But again, I didn't want inkjet. Fortunately, I had AI because I have no idea what to buy when it comes to a printer. None. I wouldn't have a clue. I needed something that didn't use a lot of energy. That was the key because, you know, we live on solar panels and batteries. And the inverter. And am I going to have to start a generator just to run a printer? And the more I researched it, the more I realized we can't power a typical printer that is not inkjet. We could have ran an inkjet quite easily, actually. But anything laser printed, it was just, that heater would shut us off. So AI was a big help. It's not perfect, but it's better. At least we can do it without a generator, I guess is the point. So we got this one. I mean, I'm not even trying to advertise it or anything. It's just a printer that we bought off Amazon. But this is the one AI told us to use because it's a Brothers laser jet, but it's not color. It's only black and white, that's all we need. I mean, we never print anything other than for outside organizations. If they want colored documents, they can do it themselves. So I don't know. I think we got this for maybe $150, 60 bucks, something like that. It was more than I wanted to spend, and it will never pay for itself because, you know, we still got the library, even at $5. But I needed something that didn't run on Wi-Fi. That was the hardest thing because we don't have Wi-Fi. We have mobile hotspot. So that means our phone is sending a signal to my computer. And this one, I was able to hook up to the computer like the old-fashioned ones with a plug. I had to buy the plug, but AI walked me straight through this, step by step. I even told AI, I'm going to cut you out if you're wrong. And it said, I accept your challenge, and but I didn't have to cuss it out. It worked. It was a little bit difficult to set up. I mean, I had to download drivers and different things. That's just because my computer's I don't know what's wrong with my computer. It's got the most recent Windows. What is that? Windows 11 or whatever it is. So, but the downside of this is I still got to manipulate the system. A regular inverter doesn't run it. So it's when it kicks on, it has to heat up the ink. That's the other thing. You got to buy those ink cartridges. They're not real expensive. Oh, and that's why we got the inkjet, was because that's just a powder that melts. So it never dries out. It's already dried. Like inkjet will dry out. That won't dry out. That's why we had to have that one. So, but it's got to heat up so it will melt that powder. And it's not a huge, long process. It only takes a second, but it takes an enormous amount of energy. And we don't have it. So the little generator won't do it. And the little inverter won't do it. So the only generators that would work it would be these two big ones. One of the two big ones. Well, I don't like dragging those out. I mean, I could do it, but I would literally have to unplug the house, plug it into the generator, start the generator, all that stuff. I could do it. I'm not saying that I couldn't do it. I can do it. But what I've been doing is, so this is the house inverter. It's the smallest inverter we have. This is the well inverter. And the reason we do it this way is the house inverter uses 1 amp per hour, even if it's not powering anything. You have that on, it's stealing 1 amp from your batteries. But you go to this one and it steals 2 amps. And that's a lot of energy, to be honest. I don't want to spare it. So the only time we use it is when we're filling the water. So this, any other time we keep it off. So I just turned it on. Now it's using 2 amps. You actually can hear the fan on this one slowing down because it's using power. That one speeds back up. So what I got to do is I got to unplug the house, which is right here, and I got to plug it into the well, which I have right here. And I mean, as soon as you do it, this one is under load. I'm not even sure how close to max we're getting on the big one. I mean, this one's our well, that's the thing. And that printer is really stressing this out. This won't handle it at all. It shuts off completely. So it's a little bit of a work. And it just proves my point that the government doesn't want you living off grid. And even if they don't care that you live off grid, they don't make it easy to live off grid. So today, Carolyn was doing her Medicaid Part B. Oh man. Getting on your phone to do all that. And she doesn't like using a computer, which is fine. And you can't talk her into it. So anytime there's computer work to do, she says, hey, can you do this for me or do that for me? So it took us all day to get her situated to do this Medicaid or Medicare Part B, because she's turning 65 in August. So it's stressful for her. So anyway, got all that paperwork submitted. We'll see if it's right. But I was printing out things all day for her, so that little printer working out pretty good. And I guess that's about all that's going on. But I wanted to tell you that this is the only solution I've come up with to dealing with government documentation. And it's not a good solution. I don't like it. I mean, hard to store, you know, just something else taking up space. So we put it back in the box after we're using it each time and put it away. So this is the first time we've actually used it. I played with it when we got it, but I only printed one piece of paper. This is the first time we've actually had to use it. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over to my other channel. We appreciate it. Go check it out. So hope I can inspire you. I don't know. Get off grid as much as possible so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.